How to survive the flame when what attracts you burns. Wow. How to survive the flame when what attracts you burns. Relationships start off sweet. Relationships uh, between people, couples, usually they start off sweet, but a lot of times they end in smoke. They end uh, in failure. They end in heartbreak. They end in disappointment. They start sweet for many reasons, as we discussed on last week. They start sweet because, that individual may smell good. Their voice may be charming. Their touch may be, exactly what your appetite is. It may be gentle. It may be soft. Uh, the look, could be deceiving. It looks sweet. It tastes sweet, but it ends in smoke. That is really something to think about. We're going to share a little bit on how Sweet Fire, the podcast, our mantra is how to survive the flame when what attracts you burns. And I'm going to hand it over to my co-host, Intercessor Janina Cole. I'm your host, Dr. Lydia Michelle Young. This is Midweek Refreshing Fire. And we do have a midweek word designed to refresh you and to remind you of your worth. So come on, jump in, intercessor, and let's talk about it.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, relationships in the beginning, they are very exciting. They're very appealing. They can be even rejuvenating. There's that spark there, upon the newness of relationship, and especially those intimate relationships, right? Hence the excitement in preparing, for that first date, the excitement, and that comes with the anticipation of that first phone call to be made, that first text message. That's how a lot of relationships start in the beginning. Oh, but when, the deceiver, if you will, is involved in that relationship, how the excitement that once was begins to slowly dwindle and even go away.
Right.
How does one handle that? How does one go from, being high up on that roller coaster, just excited and, just want everybody to know about the newness of this relationship, and then that quick dip comes.
Even the excitement, you want people to know, right? This is your new boo.
Right.
This is your new man. This is your new lady. But then there's so many secretive relationships.
Mm-hmm.
What about the secretive sweetness of the relationships as well? And when we're attracted, when a person is attracted to someone, when a person is attracted, because we talked about Sweet Fire is relational in any type of relationship. It doesn't necessarily, and we understand, have to be with an individual.
Mm-hmm.
It could be with a substance. It could be with a liquid. It could be with money. It could be with a sugar daddy, somebody that you're not really into, but you into the money.
Right.
We just want to talk about some real things. So when we're attracted, when that attraction's there, what happens? Our senses are teased. Our senses are messed with.
They're heightened.
What we see, they're heightened.
They're heightened.
What we see, what we smell, what we feel. It's like being hijacked. It's like my eyes, or that person's eyes, being hijacked by that attraction. My ears, a person's ears being hijacked. Your senses now being hijacked, or being tricked, or being robbed of the truth, of reality. Man, that's something when you think about it. I know myself, I've been in some situations where there was an attraction there, and then I found myself, there was a flame, there was a spark. My God, but then I got burnt.
Right.
I got hurt, disappointed, because not everyone will value your heart, your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions, your body, your valuables. Everyone is, especially those who they're, purposely, there's no real intention for you to come together. Right? A lot of times we get ourselves involved in relationships that we have no business being involved. That's where the flame comes. That's where the fire comes. I'm not talking about the fire and desire where everything is good. I'm talking about the flame that burns us when we're attracted, when our senses are hijacked because of that attraction.
Right. And I like how you use the word hijacked, right? Because oftentimes, that new relationship and even that wrong relationship, going back to what you said, a lot of secret relationships, those secret relationships, what do? They hijack you in order to distract you. They hijack you in order to distract you. There's relationships that people become so consumed in these, relationships to where they find themselves being so distracted and then eventually separating, right, from families, separating, from good co-worker relationships. There's those kinds of relationships, they cause some type of distraction and separation. One who is so valuable on their job, valuable in that field, they're so distracted and so caught up in the newness and the excitement and the alluring of that relationship, their work begins to fall off.
Right.
They find themselves getting called into that supervisor's office, that boss's office, not to be celebrated, but to be asked the question, what's going on? Because I noticed that you're not as invested. Your work is falling off. It's not what it used to be.
Right. Big time distracting. Okay. So what we're talking about, smells. Right. I like the way you brought that out. Smells. The attraction is a distraction.
Yeah.
In many cases, the smell, the sound, the touch, those senses that hook us. Now we on a hook.
Right.
Now we caught up.
Right.
And it's hard to let go. But then we talked about how it starts sweet but ends in smoke.
Yes.
Right? Because even that individual, we're going to talk about those addictive relationships, even that individual that we find ourselves addicted to, or we have found, because I'm not there anymore, we found ourselves addicted to, that person may not being so sincere as you. So the love that you're giving, you're not getting in return. The time that you want to invest, you're not getting that time in return. And so that person, and what you're attracted to them, and you're so into them, but then they start to disappear. They start to pull back. Broken promises.
Right.
You have to deal with failed expectations. And those types of ordeals, they hurt. This smoke that we're talking about, in this smoke, is not a great feeling.
Right.
It's painful. It hurts when you are into someone and that someone is, how does that song go?
Yeah, I know, but I can't think of the words. Yeah.
Oh no, that's when somebody loves you back. It's so good.
Oh, okay.
Somebody loves you back.
Okay.
But what about when they don't? And that's something that we deal with as women. Men deal with it. Youth get caught up.
Right.
That brings me to, young girls having conceived.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the father of that child?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And having to raise a baby,
Mm-hmm.
and you still a baby.
Right.
Why? Because it was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But my God, it ended in smoke. Come on,
Right.
jump in on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are one-sided relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Those are one-sided relationships, and there's a lot of people walking around, in those one-sided relationships. And the kicker of it is, they know that they're more invested in that relationship than their counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
But yet the love that they feel that they have for that person, that that genuine love, it won't allow them to walk away. It won't allow them to make that right choice for themselves, because they find themselves so entangled in that relationship. So the question truly is that love or is that lust? Is that love or is that lust? Because a lot of people, they get the two mixed up. They get it twisted.
It's easy to do that.
It's so easy to do that.
It's easy
to do that.
It's easy to get it
because
twisted.
if you're in a one-sided relationship, and it's one-sided, you're more invested in that relationship than your counterpart. You find yourself being the giver all the time, never on the receiving end. You find yourself wanting to be around that person all the time, but that person can go, a day, a week, a month, and they don't have to be around you, right? Is that truly love? Is that truly love, or is that what we are calling it? It's an addiction. An addiction is not love. Addiction is lust.
Addiction, right.
Mm-hmm.
Addiction, really, when you really study that term, even in the ancient original thought, addiction is when it's like selling or being sold. You sell yourself over to that, to that person, or to that thing, or to that drug, or to that drink, or to that that lifestyle.
Right.
You sell yourself over to it.
You begin lusting for it. You begin to lust for that person. You begin to lust for that substance.
Right. And so we talk about how to survive the flame, how to survive these types of flames, how to survive, how to make it out, how to come through, how to pull through, how to gain strength, and not creep back.
Right.
Not creep back. Oh my goodness. We use a burning building as a metaphor for a relationship. We use a burning building as a metaphor for a relationship between two people, or that person and their addiction, whether it's we talked about drugs. It's so many different things you could be addicted to.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And we'll talk about sugar daddies and what that means, and what that term means, and vice versa, and being really after a person's money, being after their wealth, being after what their possessions are, and not really being into that person. You're after what they have. But we're using a burning building as a metaphor for all of these ideas. So once you leave a burning building, once you leave that relationship that wasn't beneficial to you, we admonish you, and we'll provide some steps on how to do this, to not return back.
Right.
Don't say one more time, one more look, one more touch. We have to get to a reality shift and realize our own worth, our own value.
Yeah.
And not be sold over because of how that person may look outside. Internally, they don't have the look, but externally, they have the look. Inside, there's some things that are off, not right. They're wrong, and they're not for you. They're not a good fit for you.
And that's the key, on how to not return to the burning building.
Mm.
Is finding your worth. Is in finding your worth. And the key, because somebody can be tuning in on this evening and you truly do not know your worth. You hear, people say, oh, you need to find your worth. I had to find my worth. I had to, come to know myself. I had to get to know and understand that I'm valuable and I have something to offer. But your question has been, okay, how does that happen? How did you find your worth? How can I find my worth? And the answer is spend time with yourself. Spend time with yourself. Get comfortable with spending time with yourself. Over the years, I had to learn that. It's been some years now, I'm very comfortable now, thank God, with being with myself, spending time with myself. That's how one gets to understand and come into, the knowledge, the truth of their worth. We have to get to the place to where we're comfortable with ourselves. We're comfortable, being set apart from the crowd. We're comfortable with not fitting in with what we may see and deem to be, the popular crowd, if you will. You have to get comfortable with you, getting to know you. And that's the key with being able to leave that burning building and be comfortable with exiting, with leaving that burning building. That's how one finds one's worth. Get to know you and be comfortable with spending time with you because you are worth it.
You're worth it. And so these little power words here, you're worth it, you're valuable, you're unique, you're amazing. Shoot it out.
Come on, come on.
Your turn. Come on.
You're worth
You're
it.
special.
You're valuable. You're amazing. You're fantastic.
There's nobody like you.
You're uniquely and wonderfully made.
That's it. So with that being said, peace be to you, peace be to your house, and peace be to all you.